which is what we noticed.
Yeah, what specific phrase does he, or what did he say at the beginning to get that positive framing? Because you're right.
Oh, go ahead.
The theme of the day, show your work.
Yeah, theme of the day is show your work, absolutely. All right, what else do we see?
One of the things that I thought was, the first time I watched it, I didn't necessarily appreciate that he was just going through and being like, this right, this right, this right, this right. But then the second time I saw the use of that, because he's not letting them guess that things are wrong that are right. He's telling them explicitly, these things are correct. Now you tell me, out of the limited things that you have left to choose from, what is incorrect and how can we make this better? And that kind of narrows their focus.
Yeah.
I like the fact that even the students whose papers were not chosen, he told them to put a check mark on the paper, so still everybody is celebrated, although he didn't have everybody's work up there. It's still saying I still did a good job, although my paper wasn't chosen.
Yeah.
Mr. Lennon, please come to the front office. Thank you.
Anything else?
We also created a culture of peer revision in his class, where the scholar that he chose the paper from, she was okay with having someone else correct or critique her work. And then they also knew how to effectively correct or critique the work. They weren't just pointing out random stuff. She was like, it was this specific word that could have been improved using the mathematical vocabulary. Like, he was looking for the word multiply instead of whatever she had.
Yeah. I think that's a really important point, because I think that what else this can help in our classroom is our habits of discussion. Because if they're having to critique each other's work out loud with you guiding them, that's great. But two, just like Max said, if it's just the two partners doing it and you're walking around and listening for that academic language and those sentence starters that we want, that's going to help facilitate, by the time we get to Socratic seminars, they'll know how to do it really, really well. So I think we nailed pretty much everything I put down here. I said, Nicole, you show call to go a little bit deeper than Paul. Paul was pretty much just saying, this is good. There's one thing that we can do to make it great. Nicole was kind of saying, this is a common error I'm seeing, and this is the exemplar. So she's going a little bit deeper than he was. I think Matt said she used turn and talk to maximize ratio, getting the kids to do the talking and thinking before she did. There was not as much positive framing in her video, but it seems like it's normalized in her classroom, right? And I think that sometimes people would say that about our classrooms when they walk in, that we just cold call kids, or we just redirect them so quickly and keep it moving, but it's just because we're all socialized to it, right? Paul, as I said, goes from good to great. He used positive framing to show off scholar work. He also used a lot of booms, I heard. And he picked one piece of scholar work because he wants to correct one common mistake where he could pick multiple and put them up there, but he's saying, hey guys, this is something we're all getting wrong. Let's pause before we get it wrong more and it becomes a habit. I believe this is the last video. You can turn the page on this one. So this is Sarah, and Sarah is going to have a young man, Jeremiah, who is reluctant to have his work shown in front of the class.
Yeah, right now I'm going to pause you for a quick sec. Pencils are down, all eyes are up front, please. Okay, yeah, we're doing a lot of awesome things in our planning. I wanted to show you an example from Jeremiah and how he's taken himself through his planning to make sure that he's getting at the best answer possible. So Jeremiah here, he listed out all 4 models, and underneath he wrote out what he was thinking in terms of where are they using limited characterization and why is it effective. and he did it for all of the models. So then he's coming to his final decision here, which is Stargirl. Some of us agree, some of us disagree. Okay, so in your plan you have 5 minutes left. Make sure that you have something similar in your paper. It's setting Jeremiah up to be really strong in discussion and be able to talk about each of the models, okay? 5 minutes left, Teal, go.
Once more on that.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna pause you for a quick sec. Pencils are down, all eyes are up front, please. Okay, yeah, we're doing a lot of awesome things in our planning. I wanted to show you an example from Jeremiah and how he's taken himself through his planning to make sure that he's getting at the best answer possible. So Jeremiah here, he listed out all 4 models, and underneath he wrote out what he was thinking in terms of where are they using limited characterization and why is it effective, and he did it for all of the models. So then he's coming to his final decision here, which is Stargirl. Some of us agree, some of us disagree. Okay, so in your plan you have 5 minutes left. Make sure that you have something similar in your paper. It's setting Jeremiah up to be really strong in discussion and be able to talk about each of the models, okay? 5 minutes left, Teal, go.
All right, I want you to individually and silently answer those first 3 questions, which is what's effective about how Sarah responds to the scholar, what might have been the consequences if she had allowed him to opt out, and then name 3 scholars, I don't know if I say cohort, but it could be any 3 scholars that you have who you anticipate being reluctant or loath to have their work put up in front of the class. Let's take another 30 seconds. Another 10 seconds. All right, I want you to talk to your partner about the first question, second question, and then share your scholars with each other, with your door partner first this time.
She responds by telling him it's okay. And she says that's
She said it a couple of times.
Perhaps she asked twice and his confidence maybe if she did consequences, she referred to people it's all about maybe is there a presentation so that someone's going to look at it. So you want to have a presentation. So perhaps,
Yes, she said that the system was strong.
clear.
Just say that,
That I would be so hard.
I mean,
I don't believe.
it would take a little bit.
what I should remember to one class.
Like, he would say no,
She loved him. If she was loved him, that
Miles was a show off. Miles like
so that he could trust me.
you know I would use it a lot. So that's why I naturally.
Chili Prep?
Yes, sir.
Chili Prep?
Yes, sir.
All right. What'd you guys say about number one?
It's okay.
Go ahead.
She's like, it's okay, like, it's good, like, just leave it, like, she was affirming him, letting him know it's okay, what you have is just fine, leave it, like, it's good. So, to make him more comfortable, and Mr. Murphy was saying that her demeanor was calm, so that probably assured him, like, okay, I'll leave it.
Yeah, that's exactly. What could have been different about this if she had been like overly emotional about it? Like, no, really, like I promise it's gonna be okay. Like people are gonna like. What if she had gone that way?
I think it would have been the opposite.
Why? Yeah, why?
Because she doesn't seem stable.
Mhm.
He's already iffy about it, and it's almost like she's putting on a show.
Too much.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah, exactly. I like we said, stable, right? If you seem stable, you're like, no, this is just business as usual.
Yeah.
We're doing.
I also thought that if she had handled it differently, that others would have followed his lead.
Mm.
Because once they see they can opt out, that this person got to opt out, I don't wanna share mine either, is
Right.
sometimes what happens.
Right. What else was effective about what she did?
She spoke very highly about his work, and so it allowed her to show them an exemplar or that specific type of model to the class. But it also kind of boosted his confidence because she was kind of showing him off to the class.
Yep, exactly.
And I just kind of put an umbrella thought that, she was pushing him to success rather than allowing him to fade into the background.
Right.
And I was saying, I guess, it's to piggyback off of their answers, that being successful is attainable in that room with the scholars that are there.
Yep.
Not somebody across town that goes to a whole nother school with better books or, whatever, that it's in the room.
That's right. I love what you said. I love that. I love that. What about what her moves are when she actually puts it up at the board? So we've talked about what she's doing with Jeremiah in terms of getting him to be on board with having his work up there, or at least showing him the work's going up, right? What did she do that was there were some great teaching moves when she's actually showing the student work? Did anybody notice those?
I think her critiquing each piece, like to explain what all he put down, because somebody would have taken another route to break theirs down. And sometimes, like, I don't know, I write everything down, like, everything, and he might just bullet point a few things, but the fact that I broke everything down, that's not wrong to do that, and that's what helps strengthen my whatever. Like, when it comes to discussion, that's what's gonna make me stronger in me supporting my evidence or whatever.
Right. So she broke it down really well. Did anyone, I want to make sure that we end on time, so I don't want to watch the video again, but did anyone hear what she said when she kind of read out his thesis, and then she looked around the room and what she saw?
She also said that this is what he chose, but I see not everybody chose that, and that's okay.
Right.
It was something about Stargirl. I don't know.
Yeah.
It-
People agree, some people disagree.
Yeah, exactly. So her point there is not to say, I'm show calling Jeremiah because this is correct. I'm show calling Jeremiah because he planned effectively for what his answer is. And if you don't have this, that's fine, because this isn't about the thesis. Let me hear some kids who in our school who are gonna be reluctant to do this. Everybody, how about everybody just give me one? We'll just snake around.
Braden Jones.
Jesse Glenn.